Yeah.
Okay, see, we were not live though. Hit him with the thing. Do the thing.
Oh man.
It's fine.
Let me hold on.
Yeah.
Let me mute it on that screen. That way I don't hear myself double time here.
All right, let me give him a quick all aboard. Boop, boop.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just want to thank you again for coming into another episode of the Unicorn Cowboy Show. My name is David, and this is my friend Leslie. We're going to go ahead and get your show started here in just a moment. Leslie, go ahead. All clear.
We got the all clear, all aboard. Boop, boop.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, just want to thank you for coming to the Unicorn Cowboy Show. In today's episode, we're going to go over the Immaculate Grid, play a little NFL and MLB. We're going to go ahead and talk about Patrick Mahomes potentially being the new LeBron James. We're going to go over to the Chargers firing their head coach and general manager. We're going to talk about Toney and some free agency news. And then lastly, we're going to go ahead and go over our NFL pickups. Once again, just want to thank you guys for stopping in. Like, comment, and subscribe.
So if you've been on the train down at Silver Dollar City at all, you know that is an authentic representation of what the train guy sounds like, and it's a shame that you don't have his job.
I'm going to level with you here. If you've been to Silver Dollar City and you just close your eyes for a minute and you heard my voice, you'd go, oh my God, I'm in a tram right now. I need to make sure littles are in the middle here. That way they don't go escaping out of this thing.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
Speaking of Silver Dollar City, I do hope to sneak down there with Jack.
Yeah, that would be what's up. Oh, you talking about for like the holiday?
Yeah, so
Okay.
Yeah, so Pop-Tart's going to be in town the week of Christmas.
Oh, shout out Pop-Tart.
And so I thought about maybe trying to sneak down there with him for that,
Okay.
but also this is the last year for Fire in the Hole.
Yes, yeah, Fire in the Hole will be out. They will actually, they are essentially moving it to what I can understand. It's basically going to be like indoors now, if that makes sense.
I mean, it's already indoors, but it's going to be more indoors.
Correct. It's going to like essentially change venues, you might say.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how exactly you want to explain that. There's like a big, huge box built. It's literally just a big building. And to my understanding, the Fire in the Hole will go in the building.
Yeah. Yep. It is wild to think about the fact, I don't want to spoil this for people that have never been and experienced the ride, but inside of it, there is a roller coaster-esque experience with a drop of sorts.
Sure.
It's wild to me to think that the drop is as big as it is, because you lose the idea of how big the space is. So the fact that you have a drop in there of that magnitude, it's like, where have we been and how did we get here? Because when you look at the building outside, it doesn't feel like it's that big.
No, not at all. It does not give that vibe at all. And I think kind of the other thing with it too is like, what's the word I want to use? It's almost like part of the experience.
Yeah.
To like be there. It's like, man, this is kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean, that's part of the experience is, that roller coaster is like a staple of Silver Dollar City.
Yeah.
They did this big pitch to make it sound like it's going away, which is clever marketing, honestly, just specifically from the fact that like, it's just moving.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but it's the first ride that we do as soon as we get in the park.
So the first thing we usually do is kind of get we have to get our bearings about us before we do anything. And the last 2, maybe 3 times we did Grandfather's Mansion first.
Oh, okay.
Which I will not make that mistake again, because like I don't know what it was, but like doing Grandfather's Mansion and then doing like this like little hypnosis like mind like eye trick thing at the little magician guy. Just like screwed with my head the rest of the day. Like I just felt like off.
Yeah.
So like if you haven't been, I'll tell you what we ought to do is pull up the vlog, because I vlogged that trip.
Yeah.
The last time we went, that would be pretty good, just to like give you an idea of like the trippiness of like Grandfather's Mansion.
Right.
Actually, Riley was just watching it tonight for whatever reason, so it's kind of like she got to talking about that and got me thinking like, man, we should do the thing, and you should give them a good Silver Dollar City intro.
Yeah. Tony, I'll let you guess who's the unicorn and who's the cowboy tonight.
Well, I can tell you one thing. You know what? Never mind. I'm not trying to get demonetized here.
That's fair. So let's do this while while we're waiting on a few extra people to roll in here, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen
Yeah.
so I've got both of the grids pulled up for football and baseball. Which one do you want to start with first tonight? I feel like
Um.
we'll do better at the baseball, so I feel like we need to do the football one first.
See, I feel like we'll do better at well, personally, the football one is going to be my staple, I think, and that's crazy to say because like I used to know, I even used to know like a bunch of like minor league players way back in the
Yeah.
day. But I think I'm just out of touch with baseball a little bit. Just I got so consumed in football,
Okay.
if I'm being honest.
Okay. So then, all right, then let's do the baseball one first.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, Yankees and Mets, Mets, Blue Jays, and then an All Star. Orioles,
Ooh.
Yankees, Orioles, Blue Jays, Orioles, All Star. Padres, Yankees, Padres, Blue Jays, Padres, All Star.
Okay. Just curious, what's this look like? Okay. It just full screens it and then puts
Yeah,
us on. I wish it would show the same layout. That like
I
what
know.
we're
I know. I almost wondered if we didn't just do OBS.
No, I mean this works fine,
I
really.
mean, it works fine, but I was just thinking because of the grid that I want it to lay out as, the way that
Oh
you and
yeah,
I see it, I almost thought about OBS in it just for that.
sure.
Okay. So let's do. Oh boy. This is
A
when
Yankee and a Met.
I really would.
Carlos Beltran.
Okay. 5%. Okay.
Ooh. Uh-oh. Hi there. House has two bathrooms. We only use one.
Well, yeah, duh. Um, the Padres and Yankees one, that's going to be an easy one with Soto.
Ugh.
But I'm trying to think of some lesser names.
So okay, you like I don't know. We need to tackle the same one.
Yeah.
I
I really
I
wish
was working
Caleb
my way
was
through
here
the
just
line.
for this, and then we could kick him to the curb.
If this was Discord, we could just call him.
Right.
Oh, what up, Garo?
Oh, hey, girl. Let's do. Okay, so how do you want to do this? Do you want to just focus on the Mets line, just focus on the
I
Orioles line, focus on the Padres line?
I tell you what, you drive and I'll just ride along.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know a Mets All Star. Like I know an All Star that would also be a Met. There's a number of different ones, but I'm thinking Johan Santana for
Oh
that
yeah. Okay.
for that one.
Oh yeah, dude. I used to love Johan Santana.
0.9%. Yeah, that's a good one.
Wow. I can't. I like. Maybe it's just because I was a big fan, but he's like one of the first ones that came to mind.
Yeah.
The Met and the Blue Jays kind of got me tripping here a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Because I'm trying to think of some like bigger Mets names.
See, and I'm trying to think of the Blue Jays guys. Like, I would have more trouble thinking of a Blue Jay than I would have Met.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll skip that one for now.
Okay.
An Oriole and a Yankee.
Boy.
We're not good at this tonight.
Machado
What do you, Caleb?
Machado never made it to the Yankees. He went to the Dodgers,
Correct.
so that one won't work. See, this is where like when you know those pitchers.
I love doing the pitchers. The pitchers are so easy.
Yeah. You handle this for a second. I got to let one of the dogs out.
Okay, go ahead. All right, so we'll just have to come up with the names and then let him know later. I'm just going to move on to another one that we can put in there. Let's do a San Diego All-Star for like a San Diego All-Star. Tony Gwynn's too easy. You always try to go for like the low percentage picks here. Like, I mean, obviously that's going to work, but kind of the thing we try and do is go with a little bit of a lower percentage guy. So like if you see the little percentages up in like the top right corner, if you're watching this, that gives you like the percentage of people that have picked that person. So we also like to try to go for the low percentage stuff, just to try your mind a little bit. I mean, everybody's gonna first thing they're gonna say for the Padres would be Tony Gwynn, and then the first thing everybody's gonna say for the Orioles is Cal Ripken. So just try to mix it up and do it a little bit different there. Hi, sweetie. You just gotta hit the source button on the TV. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So that's what we try and do with this thing here. So I'm trying to think of like a San Diego All Star that might be like obscure and like, man, she's shutting the door on us. She didn't want no part of this. Trying to think of a San Diego All Star that would be obscure. Again, thinking of pitchers, like I think Trevor Hoffman, maybe not obscure, but one that I would definitely think of. Did Hader make it as an all-star? That'd be another good question. And then for a Baltimore all-star, you could do somebody like Adam Jones. I mean, he definitely made an all-star team. Did Travis Hafner play in Baltimore for a little bit? He left somewhere and went somewhere else. Did Mark Reynolds ever make it as an all-star? I feel like that was another name that might be like a kind of a household thing. But just trying to reach here and get a little bit of that in. Players that played for the Padres and the Blue Jays. Ooh, that's going to be a tough one. As far as like guys that you would normally think of. Like I said, the shameful part of this is like I would be way better at the football one, but he left us hanging with the baseball, so here we are. So I can't cheat, and I have no control of this screen. So it just kind of is what it is for now. Excuse me. And then as far as like a Padres player and a Yankees player.
Okay.
Okay.
I have thoughts.
Okay, go.
All right. So for a Met and a Blue Jay, AJ Burnett.
Ooh. Was he a Blue Jay?
He was for sure a Marlin.
Yeah, right.
Wasn't he a Blue Jay? Because that name came to mind, and then that was the only one that came to mind.
So did just trying to think of San Diego All Stars. Kind of telling chat here.
Yeah.
Trying to think of like San Diego All Stars. I was trying to think of like something kind of oddball. I mean, like I don't know if Hader made it last year or not.
I think Hader was an all-star, but that would for sure be an easy one to count.
Sure.
Yu Darvish would have been an all-star when he was with the Rangers.
Where's the? Oh yeah, okay. So so that's a good question with this All Star thing. Did it have to be while they
No.
played for?
No.
Okay. That changes a lot of it.
Yeah. Because I think Yu Darvish would be an undervalued name for that.
Put it in there before we get too far ahead of ourselves.
2%.
Oh, okay.
It's a little bit higher than what I anticipated.
A Baltimore All-Star. Did Mark Reynolds ever make an All-Star team?
Oh, surely he did with as many home runs as he hit, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I was thinking like him or Adam Jones.
Adam Jones for sure is going to be on there, but
Yeah.
I think Mark. No, tough.
Oh, what? Damn, that's kind of surprising, honestly.
Adam Jones is for sure in that block.
Damn.
Can I go? So what happened? Can I go ahead and put him in there, and then you just have an empty one in another spot? Is that how that works?
I think you get chances to miss. I think you get so many chances.
Well, it says you've got 5 guesses left, and we've got 6
Oh, there's
blocks.
6 spots.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, I guess we can for sure fill in the ones we know. We know Adam Jones is one.
Man, another 5
What
percenter.
5%. Okay.
Yeah, that would have been a good one.
Lame. Then, just trying to think.
Mark Reynolds plays for the Yankees, though, didn't he?
I think, did he go there after he left St. Louis?
I believe so.
Huh.
Yep.
Nice. Good call. I actually forgot he was a Diamondback for a while. I
Yep.
forgot all about that.
Yep.
Okay, then, dude, San Diego and Blue Jays. That's like, why there's like a name that I feel like should be coming to mind and it's not. And I'm kind of disappointed in myself. Dude, that's gonna drive me nuts. We need Caleb.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna keep saying. I'm just gonna keep saying that we need Caleb.
like this one is so obvious with Soto. Like if we're just trying to fill in a spot.
Do you think they got him on there already?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Put him in there.
What?
Oh, tough.
Wow.
All right, moving on to football.
Yeah. So
Let's look and see how bad where we were off at.
okay. So then let me open in a new tab the
Only 80 players for the Padres and the Blue Jays. Okay.
Mets Blue Jays. Then we've got the middle box with the Orioles Blue Jays. Then the Yankees one, and then that one. Okay. So David Cone. Okay, so this is the Mets and Blue Jays.
Okay.
David Cone, Al Leiter, Ricky Henderson.
Oh, Al Leiter, man.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of info here. So when I brought the dogs back in, I asked number 2 to check on that for me, just because I was curious, knowing that I wasn't gonna be able to come up with anybody. Joey Bats
Oh.
played for both, apparently.
Okay.
Here's one for you though that I just saw that I didn't think of. R.A. Dickey.
Yeah, I saw his face on the screen there.
Yeah.
I forgot all about him.
Miguel Cairo is another one I wouldn't have thought of. But yeah, there's Jose Batista.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And then here's another one, Hall of Famer, Roberto Alomar.
That's too far back for me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Him and his brother Sandy. So then Orioles and Blue Jays, David Wells. Again with Roberto Alomar. I'm trying to think if there's any. Let's see if there's anybody. Jose Batista. Again. Oh, so that's before he went to the Blue Jays. Okay, so he started his career with the Orioles. No, with the Orioles. So Orioles,
Really?
yeah, Orioles, Blue Jays for that one.
Okay.
Oh, here's some other like Cesar Izturis. There's a name.
That's a good one.
There's
That's
a
a good
name I
name.
haven't heard in a while.
No. I tell you what, doing this is making me want to like get out all the old baseball games.
Oh,
I used
yeah.
To play.
And then Yankees, Padres, Kevin Brown, Ricky Henderson again. Oh, David Wells. That would have been an easy one.
For Padres and Yankees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for Padres, Blue Jays, David Wells, Ricky Henderson, Roberto Alomar, Dave Winfield, and Tony Fernandez are your top names with
Main
it.
ones. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so then let me go back here.
Football.
We're going to switch our screen, and we're going to go to the foosballs. Okay. a Falcons
Ooh,
first round draft pick, an Eagles first round draft pick, and a Vikings first round draft pick.
I am going to be awful at the draft picks. I'm just getting that out there now.
Vic's going to be an easy first round draft pick.
Right. It's easy.
Jalen Hurts is going to be an easy first round draft pick. And then Adrian Peterson is going to be an easy first round draft pick for the Vikings. So I already know 3 easy ones.
Okay. So that at least eliminates a little bit of the headache for us potentially.
Yep. So then
Wish I could zoom in on that a little bit.
I bet can I zoom in?
Hey. Sure can. Do the Falcons and the Texans? I don't that's a doozy.
Yeah. There we go. And then I'll close out of that. All right, there you go.
Okay, so I mean,
Oh,
I guess
Jalen Hurts was a second round pick?
Yeah, see, okay. I see that's what I'm saying. Like I couldn't tell you.
Did not know
Matthew
that.
coming in clutch though.
Yeah,
trying
thanks,
to make sure
Chad.
we don't get duped. Yeah. Chad out here helping us instead of Toney
Right.
out here just being a prick. He's mad because we made fun of Cause out here being mad because we made fun of his boy last week. Sorry, A.A. Ron.
Sorry.
Pretty sure that's the whole reason my dad wanted to watch the last show is because we made fun of A.A. Ron.
Okay. Matt Ryan would also be an easy first round draft pick for the Falcons.
Oh yeah, okay. What about who drafted Deion Sanders? Was it the Falcons?
Was it Prime?
I mean, that's an easy one, but
Julio Jones.
ooh, okay. Let's see. A player that played for the Falcons and the Niners. That could be Prime again.
I bet that one's
He
not.
play,
I bet that's not
he
a
played for the
popular
49ers,
pick.
right?
Oh yeah.
You don't think so? I figured Prime be. I mean, everybody knows who Prime is. What's getting me is the Falcons and the Texans.
Think of a wide receiver.
It's like just thinking even Texans guys. Like there's like Andre Johnson, but I think he was a career guy there.
He played a majority of his career there. Yeah.
Oh man, we're bad at this tonight.
Yeah, we're not good at this tonight. Okay, so let's. All right,
Let's do the gimmies and see if we can get something going here.
Prime 67% for both Eagles or the Falcons and the Niners. Do you feel good with Julio?
For sure.
An 11%. Okay.
Okay. Oh, dang it. Work done.
Yeah.
I just saw that too.
Oh, there's a
Schaub. Okay. See, hey, let's go.
Oh, that's a big one. 82%.
I mean, there ain't very many of them.
No. An Eagles first rounder. Jason Kelsey's going to be an easy one. Dawkins, the running back.
Yeah, you could go Andre Dawkins. What about oh man. Linebacker, what was his name? Gosh dang it. What about Donovan McNabb?
Oh yeah. 12%. Okay.
Okay.
That's better
Dropping
than
the number there a little bit.
Yeah.
Then a Vikings first rounder.
Justin Jefferson, Adrian Peterson.
Is that where Randy started?
Randy Moss did start there. Chris Carter, Randall Cunningham, Dante Culpepper.
Dude, yeah, you got to get Dante on there for the vibes. You got to get Dante on there.
3%. Let's go.
All right.
It. Okay, so then a Vikings and a Texan. That's going to have to be somebody of recent memory.
Oof.
Oh, my bad. I did not know that.
What do you need, buddy?
I was just going to say what's up. Now I got to say what's up to the podcast.
Oh,
What's up, Dave?
what's
He's on
up,
some bullshit.
H?
I can already tell.
He's going to be on something.
Yeah.
No, I was just coming in here real quick. I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but I had weightlifting 7th period today. Still got them gains.
I didn't know he was going to coming home tonight. Eagles and Niners. Like I'm kind of thinking about that one too. Ooh. I don't know. I said football was going to be my good one tonight, but I'm not sure I'm doing too hot on that one.
It ain't helping you tonight, that's for sure.
No, chat, what you got? Matthew, bail us out.
Right, he's... Oh, D'Amico Ryans, current head coach. 41%, okay.
Okay. Man. The Vikings and the Texans is going to be a doozy.
This is where, like, you really need to know, like, your offensive linemen and some of these goofy...
Yeah.
Has Jake Elliott always been with the Eagles? The kicker?
Yeah.
Oh, T.O.
Hello. I'd be curious to know like a list of players on that one too.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I wonder if that dude is still just absolutely yoked.
Oh, I'm sure he is. You'd have to think, right?
You think he still stands in his driveway shirtless doing curls?
What's up, nerds?
And be hollering at them neighbor girls.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh, man.
Ooh. Dude, I can't think of nothing for Niners, and the last two I'm stuck on. You're right. It's gonna have to be like some random offensive lineman, or was Josh Dobbs ever a Texan?
I don't believe so.
No, that's because I immediately thought that too. Keenum, Texans and Vikings. Randy Moss played for the Niners. What are you talking about?
No, he didn't.
Kid,
go to bed.
Yeah, if you could be putting out bullshit like that, at least take my last name off there.
Case Keenum.
Yeah. Hayden, can you go take care of that, please?
82% there. A Vikings and a Niner?
Oh, this one's going to eat me up. Can you go let the dog out, buddy? What? When was that? What year was that?
I don't know. I know he was a 49er.
What, is he saying Randy Moss still?
I mean...
Hold on. Wikipedia is going to
go
bail
with the
me
dog
out.
No, I'm going to.
Please do that.
Professional career. Oh my gosh. He signed a 1-year contract in 2012. There he is in a jersey and everything. He caught his on September 9th, 2012, caught his 154th touchdown reception and subsequently passed T.O. for sole possession of second all time. After Alex Smith suffered a concussion against the Rams in Week 10, Colin Kaepernick took over and Moss had at least 2 receptions in each of the remaining 5 games of the regular season.
What the hell?
Finished the season with 28 catches and 434 yards and 3 TDs.
Yeah, I was just looking at that like, wow, because he played all 16 games. He played all 16 games, 28 receptions, 434 yards, 3 touchdowns with a long at 55 yards.
Averaged 15.5 yards per catch. That's wild.
Huh.
Wow.
Damn, that's crazy. I didn't realize that. Sorry, kid.
Chat said Sean Hill for the last one. Okay.
Oh.
But see
Tell
here,
you what, you got to be here next week too, okay?
yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add basketball in case we get through everything else a little bit quicker tonight, since it's just the two of us,
Sure, yeah.
just in case we've got something to fall back on.
Sure.
Okay.
While you're doing that, I got to pull up something here real quick. Oh, God, that mic looks terrible. I need to get me one of those fancy mics. I can't give up on my $30 microphone.
Well, no. If I had a better setup, I would like to add the swing arm.
I think it's overrated.
I mean, I don't mind how this one's set up, but wouldn't it look cool if it was hanging upside down? Ding-a-dangling like it?
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's for sure. That's what I would ideally like to do. I thought you meant like a swing arm like the one I got coming from the desk.
No, I'm talking about one of them boom arms. One of them big boom arms. Okay, so where's my pen at? Let me make some check marks here to show what we got through so far. We've done the opening. We've done the grid for NFL and MLB. Boy, let's talk about this Chiefs game.
Okay, listen. Like, I get it, okay? The Chiefs fans are upset.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard about it all week.
Like, I'm trying to not let my personal feelings weigh in on the matter.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, like, you can't let that one play decide the game because first of all, I'm just hot take here. Like the Bills are just trash. They've got a good team. They can never get it together. They're not a good team. They were a 6-6 team.
Yeah.
If the Chiefs are as good as people say and think they should be, they should have no problem with a 6-6 team.
So I was talking with somebody today. The problem that I've got is that what has been the Chiefs' biggest complaint the last 4 years as a fan? What have fans clamored about the last 4 years? The defense has been terrible.
Yeah.
You've got a good defense this year, and you've got wide receivers that have cinder blocks for hands.
Dude, it's so crazy. Yeah, I was telling somebody that at work, it used to be when you played against the Chiefs, it was, my God, I hope we can just score with them.
Right.
We're not going to outscore. We can at least score with them and not get embarrassed.
Right.
But now it's turned into, man, like, just, wow. I mean, just try and hang up some points because their defense is just going to absolutely smother us.
Right. And so then the fact that then
Fucking Toney.
I know, I saw it. So
I'm ignoring that. You know what? No, I'm not going to. So Toney in the chat says, remember when the Bears passed on Mahomes and drafted Trubisky? Hot take. Another one. Trubisky ends up in Kansas City and Mahomes ends up in Chicago. Maybe not the same situation because you'd be just completely off the wall to say that Mahomes is not the better quarterback. By no means am I making that argument.
you give Trubisky though that scheme of Andy Reid's.
Yeah, he wanted to run and throw.
Mm-hmm.
He ran and threw in college, and like you put him out there to be a pocket passer. Like I think Patrick Mahomes would be the equivalent of Justin Fields. If you would have taken him and put him in Chicago's system, I think he would have ended up in the same boat as Justin Fields. I personally feel like if you take Justin Fields and plug him into Kansas City's offense, or you go and you plug him into Philadelphia's offense, or you go and you plug him into even like Buffalo's offense. Buffalo's offense is good. Like I said, Buffalo's a decent team. They just can't get their shit together.
They got a lot of good weapons.
Yeah, for sure. So you put him somewhere that's got like a solid foundation already, he's going to be a good quarterback.
Right.
I feel like Mahomes was just set up for success from day one.
Here's the other thing too. Andy Reid was able to take Alex Smith and make the Chiefs a consistent 10-6 team.
Right.
So there's that.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you've got so where did I want to go with? Okay, you look at the Chiefs' losses. Let me actually get the actual like scores and things pulled up here for them. So you lose week 1 to the Lions by 1 point. Okay,
Which the Lions have turned out to be a pretty good team. Everybody slept on the Lions.
correct. But you only lost that game by 1 point. Okay, then you have the Broncos game where they just flat got outplayed. That's fine. Okay. Eagles, they lost by 4 points. The Packers game, they shouldn't have really lost it. Like, they didn't play great, but it was
No.
still a decent enough game. Ended up being, in theory, a one-score game at 8 points. And then the Bills game for 3 points. If you just flip even that Bills game and even the Lions game, they're 10-3 right now.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
and
that's
this
what-
and this is a way different conversation that people are having. There may still be some complaints about the receiving core, but there's still the fact that they're 10-3. But you had in the Lions game, you had the missed pass that went right through Toney's hands for the pick six. Remember that, or maybe was it a pick six or was it just an interception?
I believe if it wasn't, I think, did they call him down? It was a pick six and they called him down.
Okay, so you have that one. Then the Packers game, you have MVS where you have the pass interference call. I'm going to overlook that. I'm going to pass it. But then you look at Toney, and he dropped a pass earlier in the game, and then he lines up offsides.
The best thing that they could have done was what they started the game doing, was letting him run the ball. The guy is dangerous if you can get the ball in his hands.
You're
but
the
you have to
second
find a way
person
to
that
get it.
said
So they had
that
him running
today.
out of the backfield.
They said that if you can get the ball in his hands, he's so dangerous. But the problem is actually getting it in his hands.
Dude, right. It's like you remember Little Giants when the kid had like the stuff on his hands and he's like got his hand stuck to his chest. Yeah. that needs to be Kadarius Toney.
Yeah.
Really, it does. And like I think the other part of it is like the games. You know, you got the loss to the Lions, then you got the loss to the Eagles. Those
Yeah.
are two very good football teams.
Right.
So like a close game there is you know kind of whatever. But look back at all the little blunders they had along the way, all the little, you know, like nobody's talking about in this Chiefs game on Sunday when Patrick Mahomes grossly underthrew Travis Kelce, who was wide open in the flat.
Right.
Nobody's talking about that. Everybody wants to complain about the one call. That one call did not decide the game. Don't put yourself in the situation to be on the line against a 6-6 team coming down to the wire. I understand that stuff's going to happen, but if you want to get mad at something, get mad at the fact that you're beating yourself in these games.
What was the one thing that we always said playing softball? Never be in a close game and leave it up to an umpire to save you.
Yeah, dude, you're right.
And so,
that's exactly
so the
what
same
happened.
thing applies in a football game. I understand that these are guys getting paid millions of dollars to play this sport, but don't ever leave it in the situation where you're hoping the referee is going to make the right call, because it's still the human element and people are going to be human and they're going to make mistakes. And while people want to complain about the fact that, well, he should have looked over and the referee didn't give him a signal, at the end of the day, he was still offside. There's no other way around it.
You are a paid professional.
Right.
You are a paid professional, and you wound up offsides. Like that's inexcusable. Like that's like high school football, middle school football knowledge. Line up, check the line. You should do that every play. And did it not occur to him? Like if you look at the picture, I don't know if you can pull the picture up. Like he is almost looking behind him
Give me a
to look
second.
at the ball. Did he not think like I'm looking back like man, I've seen him pretty far up here.
Yeah, okay, hang on. I've got a decent.
So real quick, while you're doing that, I'm going to catch up with the chat here.
Yeah, because I wanted to point out what Q said. So yeah, so this one's even got him circled here, but you can see where Creed's got the ball lined up at, and how his foot looks like ahead or right even with the ball.
Yeah, and like not to mention that's illegal formation as well. Somebody else brought that up too. Like he's not in position either.
Right. So you've got that working against you. So to Q's point, I do think the defenses are trying to figure him out, but his wide receivers are really that bad. They are not
Yeah.
they are not helping him in any capacity. I asked the question earlier today, and it's because I'm not really that familiar with NFL contracts. Can you defer an NFL contract the way that you can defer an MLB contract?
That's actually a great question. I'm not sure.
Because the reason why I bring that up is obviously you think of Bobby Bonilla and the millions of dollars the Mets are paying him still. Bobby,
Did you know that Shohei Ohtani is going to take over in a deferred contract the year that Bobby Bonilla stops?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that later.
Good old
I just
Bob.
wanted to point that out before I forgot.
I love when Twitter reacts to Bobby Bonilla Day, and it's when the Mets.
Dude, it's my favorite.
It's when the Mets pay him his millions of dollars for that day.
Yeah.
But my question was, if you can defer an NFL contract the way that you can defer an MLB contract, why would the Chiefs not go in for a receiver at this point with the hope that you can defer it? Now, I do know that the NFL obviously has the salary cap to where baseball does not.
Right, yeah. Baseball just has a luxury tax.
Right, and I think that's probably part of the reason why you can't do it. But it was a thought that I had today because I'm thinking you don't have a true number one. Most of these wide receivers you have on this team would be lucky to be a number 3 receiver on a lot of teams.
Yeah. So
You've got a great running back in Pacheco. Mm-hmm. I know people complain about Edwards-Helaire, but I don't think that's the problem.
no, I personally
He's a workhorse.
He's a bad dude.
Yeah. So you've got him and Pacheco. Your running backs are fine. You need a true number one. It's the same thing we complain about with the Cardinals. You need a true number one at some point.
Really, honestly.
And if you're going to get these last few good years out of Travis Kelce, and then you've got Mahomes in his prime, you need one other offensive threat.
Taylor Swift is going to get the last good years of Travis Kelce. But here's where I wanted to touch on Q's thing a little bit here. Is there receivers really that bad, or is the defense trying to figure out how to contain him? So here's the big thing you got to stop and think about when, in my opinion, when it comes to the Chiefs and when they were just absolutely lethal, right?
Right.
You always think of like it was a backyard football. Oh God, another broken play. Here goes Mahomes. He's on the run. Next thing you know, here comes Tyreek Hill out of nowhere, gets it, takes off with it. He's gone.
Right.
Vapor trails. So that's what made it impossible. Tyreek Hill is such a dynamic guy when it comes to being able to get open,
Right.
understanding where he needs to be and when he needs to be there, and then the fact that you can't catch him when he catches the ball.
Right.
So you got to think all that amount of time that Mahomes is running around, scrambling, doing his thing. Let's say 10 seconds from snap to release. Who on this earth can keep up with Tyreek Hill for 10 seconds?
Yeah. Right.
Nobody.
Right.
I'm sorry. Nobody is going to keep up with him for 10 seconds while Mahomes is running around looking for an angle. Hill understands the play's broke. He finds a way to get away from someone, which you can't keep up with him. It's backyard football.
Right.
The two play off of each other. And I'm not saying that Mahomes wouldn't be anything without Tyreek Hill. Personally, I think Mahomes is the best quarterback in the game right now.
Right.
I firmly believe that. And I'm not a Chiefs fan. I watched the Chiefs, one, because all of my friends watch the Chiefs. I would feel like I was living under a rock for every football conversation at work. And two, I like watching Patrick Mahomes play football.
Yeah. I think the other thing too with it is you just need receivers that are at least tenured or proven a little bit. You look at last season, they had Juju. He's out of his prime. Like, his good years are for sure behind him. But he put up several good years in Pittsburgh with another good quarterback in Big Ben. So he knew how to make sure that he made the plays that he needed to make.
Sure.
So that's...
I'm trying to make sure I got my angles right. I feel like I'm like way off center. I don't mind being a little bit off center, but I feel like I'm way off center.
No, you're fine.
So anyway, yeah. So they need something. They need like a veteran pass catcher to kind of come out, even if it's just like somebody like Randy Moss in the last couple of years of his career. He was the guy you still had to worry about.
Right. I think about the fact that the Chiefs could have made a play to go get Devontae Adams after the Raiders imploded earlier this year. And I know that you probably would have needed to give up a lot, or you would have needed to have done something. But I'm thinking of a guy like that, a DeAndre Hopkins.
Hopkins, I thought for sure he'd end up
would be another good fit. Even if you could go up and get out of Seattle, you couldn't go and get DK Metcalf, but you could go get Tyler Lockett. Would have been another good name. Granted, he's a number 2, but that's an established receiver.
Sure. It's an established receiver, and it's the fact that just somebody for the defense to focus on besides Travis Kelce. Because that's the thing where I was going with the backyard football thing is now you don't have to worry about, oh, God, I got to keep everybody covered because you're not worried what Tyreek Hill's going to do next.
Right.
You're focused on just keep Kelce smothered because nobody else is going to catch the damn ball. It's just kind of crazy to think about. And then, you got Mahomes running around in the backfield and he gets hit. And circling to our next point here, is Mahomes the LeBron James of football? I think that argument could be made this year for sure.
Go ahead and elaborate on what specifically you're talking about with that.
So, I'm not I don't watch a ton of basketball. Used to, don't anymore. So I'm a little out of touch with some of that stuff. But when I do watch a basketball, it's usually late, so I'm watching the Lakers play.
Right.
And if you have to have lived on another planet if you don't understand LeBron James' exaggerated calls. He's flopped. He's done it all, and he complains all the time. And I'm not saying that Mahomes is flopping or anything like that, but he's constantly begging for calls. Nobody can breathe on him. Nobody can touch him. When he got his clock absolutely cleaned a couple of weeks ago, he was freaking out about that. That was a clean hit. But it is his back is. I feel like it's because his back is against the wall. He's out there just hanging it out, trying to keep this team alive, and that's the best they can do. So he's frustrated. So the other night, for example, when he's following this referee around, yelling at the referee, and I understand that they said there's I think that was the 11th offensive offside penalty that had been called all year.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's something that gets called frequently.
Sure.
But at the same time, when that referee threw that flag, he didn't know that was going to be the play that changed the game.
Right.
He saw Kadarius Toney offside and said, man, I can't let that go.
Right.
I can't have him lined up and say something to him later. I got to do something about this now.
Right.
And Mahomes just lost his mind.
I think so. Then to your point, what led for him to get to that?
In terms of that game or in terms of the year?
Do you think this is a problem that just started to show itself this year?
Yeah, I do, because I as far as you'll see him every single player will get up from a play where they feel like there's a lot of contact and they'll throw their hands up looking for a flag. So I'm not so much pointing at that stuff as much as just every time they put the camera back on Mahomes, because he is the spectacle of the field and he's the quarterback, so that's what you usually do. He's begging. It seems like I see him begging for calls. He's complaining about this. He's complaining about that. He hit me, and I threw the ball, and then he hit me later, and then it's he got jumped on like the MVS thing at the end of that Packers game. Terrible call, but that's a makeup call for you getting your ass knocked off on a clean hit.
Right.
Bottom line, and he's in the press conference complaining, the referee's this, and I let it go last week, but I'm going to say something this week. It's just not a good look. I'm not saying he can't be upset. He has every right to be upset.
Sure.
But again, we're not going to harp on it too much because we've already mentioned it a couple different times. Don't leave it up to the 6-6 Bills to make you have to have a make or break play to win the game.
Right.
And two, it's over. It's done with. What is you arguing with him going to change? It's no different than LeBron. Well, LeBron wants to get upset and have his fit and go follow the referee around and beg his case and plead his case. It's over, dude. Just let it go. It's just frustrating to see.
I get it. Unrelated to that, somebody that doesn't get to complain to referees anymore is Brandon Staley. He's out as Chargers coach.
That's a tough break.
That's
a tough break.
Okay, so your seat's already on fire because people feel like the Chargers should be playing better than what they currently are.
I don't disagree with that.
You are supposed to be a defensive-minded coach. The whole reason that you got brought into San Diego was because you were this defensive guru that a lot of other teams are starting to use your scheme that you helped really kind of take to this level that it's at.
Right.
So if you're a defensive coach and your team's down 42-0 at half, that's a bad look.
That's a terrible look.
Now, I don't know how much of that is you just got guys that don't care at this point. Like, they know that they're bad. I hate to even think that, these professionals are going to sandbag or toss a game, but you had guys that just on defense that just didn't look good. But then the fact that you had 2 punts that were muffed, then you had the fumble that Easton had, then he has a pick 6. So, I mean, you're just not doing things to help your case. But the fact that
it's circle back to the fact that they had 0 points last week.
Right.
The Raiders had 0 fucking points.
So then you've got this team that everybody thinks was supposed to win the AFC West this year. They thought the Chiefs were going to be down, and they thought that the Chargers had a chance to steal the AFC West. And they are what, 4-8? Is that what they're? Is that what they're?
5-9.
5-9. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll be curious to see who the Chargers go and get for a head coach.
Is that another opportunity for Prime?
I don't know that he's going to the NFL. They just had a really good couple of days with the transfer portal. I actually just read that earlier tonight, actually. Give me 1 second here.
So while you're doing that, I just want to voice my opinion here. I hate the transfer portal. I understand that we've gotten players out of it. As a Mizzou fan, the Mizzou has benefited from players in the transfer portal. I don't like it. Like, you're a collegiate athlete, not a professional athlete. Go somewhere and stay.
So the one thing that I will say is that when you have a coach that leaves a program and that coach is the one that specifically recruited you, I understand that.
Sure, because I mean that leaves a mess for the coach too.
Correct.
So that, like, everybody expects like instant improvement. Everybody expected like Colorado to go and be in the national championship game. It don't work like that, player.
Right.
Like, he's got to have, you got to give him at least 2 years to get his guys in there.
Right.
Everybody wants to go play for Prime.
So they had a couple of key recruits for the 2024 season that decommitted. And that was kind of when Colorado was in their losing skid. But they were able to add a couple of kids from Kentucky that were both 4-star recruits. One's a quarterback, one's I believe he's a defensive lineman. Then you have another kid that's supposed to be coming in from Indiana that's pretty solid. He picked up another kid from a lower D1 school. So they made out better than what I think a lot of people anticipated. But I say all of that to say that I don't know that he wants to go take an NFL job at this point. I also think, hate it or love what he does, I think that he is a guy that when he gives his word to something that he's going to stick around, one, he's going to do it. But then two, I think the fact that Colorado was willing to take a chance on him to bring him in just to get all of this started at a D1 level rather than where he was at Jackson State. Mm-hmm. I think there's part of that where he's almost of the, I'm going to make sure that I give you a few good years here before I go and look to go somewhere else.
Well, see, so kind of the other side of that is he is who he is, and there's all the rumors and all this stuff swirling around that he might relocate and go somewhere else. They've also had a couple of players decommit.
Yeah.
Because they don't trust that he's going to stay. That's
right.
a problem too.
No. Matthew brings up a good point. There's a lot of people that think Bill Belichick's going to be done in New England. And
Dude, he's got to be, right?
and the early odds are between the Chargers and then somebody like the Raiders who are without a coach.
What do you think's going to happen with the Raiders situation? So the guys love, gosh, what's his first name?
Antonio?
Yeah. So the guys love him.
Who's that? Antonio Pierce, right?
Yeah. So the guys absolutely love him.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where, is this an Ali Marmal situation? Like, is this guy a coach? Is he not? Do we keep him because the players love him? Like, what do we end up doing here?
Yeah.
But like, they're bought in.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a short thing on it. They are absolutely bought into this dude as a leader.
Right.
Maybe not necessarily with his systems and stuff yet, but just because it's going to take time. But like, I kind of
Did he
expect them to go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
I kind of expect them to maybe try and ride with him unless something golden comes along. And I think that you got to address the elephant in the room with Belichick too. Was it Tom Brady the whole time?
Oh man. I don't know that it was Tom. I mean, Tom helps,
Sure.
but I don't think that it was Tom. I think, like I said, I think Tom helps. I think Belichick's got a really good scheme there, and I think they had when they've been at their best. Who's he had? He's had Josh McDaniels as his OC.
Oh yeah.
That alone, he's had Josh McDaniels as his OC.
Right. Well, I was expecting you to start naming players.
Oh no! I mean, you had a Julian Edelman, you had a Wes Welker, you had a Randy Moss, you had a Tom Brady, you had that defense with Vrabel and Teddy Bruschi.
Yeah, he had the guys. So like my thing that I wonder about is like, there's a small moment in time there where I kind of thought Mac Jones was the truth.
Oh yeah, he definitely. I mean, he showed glimpses of it. I really think that because Josh McDaniels isn't the OC, that he's really started to struggle. I think McDaniels is the unsung hero in all of this. He's not a head coach, but he's a really good offensive coordinator.
I mean, I can't disagree. I'd be kind of crazy to disagree with that.
Because the two times that he's had teams between Denver with the Tim Tebow experiment, and then you've given him the Raiders, he's not done well.
No, but I'll get on another soapbox about Tim Tebow too. Dude, there is no reason he should have ended his career should have ended the way it did.
No, I mean, how's the guy ever lose? He's got Jesus on his side, so I mean that alone, he's undefeated.
So like, my big thing with it too is the fact that like, it was sloppy, dude. It was sloppy football. Mm-hmm. You can't argue the fact that it was sloppy football, but the dude would just, I mean, there's hanging it out there, and then there's hanging it out there, and he would just leave it all on the field to make sure his team stood a chance to win. That's not even to win. To make sure his team stood a chance to win.
Right.
Who wouldn't want to play with a guy like that?
Remember when they won that playoff game against Pittsburgh on that real broken play, and Tebow just kind of lobbed that thing up there?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, see, it's stuff like that. Like, it's sloppy. God, it's sloppy. But like, it's like he finds a way. Like, imagine putting him with somebody like Tomlin. Tomlin's like Mr. Motivator. You know, he's the people's coach, right?
Right.
So you put the people's coach with the people's player, bro. You talk about a duo,
Right.
But personal opinion, like Tebow's career should not have ended the way it did. I think there's a lot of I'll just use the term PC that went on there. I feel like was kind of his demise along with a few other players in the league, which sucks.
Right.
But I don't
How
know.
dare you be a responsible role model for all these kids?
Somebody fucking needs to.
How dare you? And instead, we get this generation of kids who are whittly doing to quitty.
Yeah.
You know who's gritty and all the way to the bank? That's old Shohei.
Hey, dude, you ain't lying. So that's a payday, bro.
10 years, 700 million. He's going to be able to defer a big chunk of that to help them go and get players like a Tyler Glass now, who they just signed, who they traded for and got to sign an $135 million extension. And he's got an opt-out if any of the executives leave. So if he doesn't like the direction that the team's going because they decided to part ways with some executives, he can opt out.
So here's the wild thing about this whole deal. And I did the numbers on this with like Shaq back in the day. There was a point in time where Shaquille O'Neal, when he signed his big contract with LA, he was making $32,000 a quarter, whether he played or not.
Yeah.
$32,000 a quarter to play basketball. That's crazy. But a guy like him, you pay that premium. A guy like this, you pay that premium. But here's the crazy thing with this too that I'm getting ready to read off to you. His first year, he's just a hitter.
Right. He can't pitch.
No. So I mean, there's a potential that like I can't see him having many off days unless his recovery and his training to get back as a pitcher isn't going well. They'll definitely shut him down then.
162 game season, and this dude's probably going to hit 140 of those games.
Dude, right? That's what I'm saying. Minimum, honestly, minimum. So this is just as a hitter in 2024 per second, $50 and a penny. Once the season starts, $50 and a penny until the season ends.
Yeah.
Per minute, $3,000 a minute. Per inning, $48,000.
Mm-hmm.
You better get that man 9 at bats a game.
Right.
Per at bat, $108,000.
I think it was per game he was making close to $500,000.
Yeah, per game is $432,000.
Yeah.
Per hour, assuming games are quick, that's $180,000, and then per month is $11 million.
Yeah. Now, so Matthew says that they're deferring $68 million of that a year. I don't know what the deferment numbers are, so if that's accurate, that's just absurd because you signed him for pennies on the dollars. Then, if that's the case, bless you. We got one more in there. Yep. Bless you. Make it 3.
Always a 2 sneezer. Just a 2 sneezer. Okay. So then he's deferring all this money so the Dodgers can go out and get a guy like Tyler Glass now and pick up a receiver in Margot. Or not a receiver, but an outfit, another could be a
utility
receiver.
player. It could be a receiver. Who knows? I bet he's fast. I bet he's real quick. Does he have good hands? Can the Chiefs sign him? I don't know.
Dude, you gotta think somebody's gonna come out of the woodworks and sign with the Chiefs at like the last couple games of the season.
I sure think that the Dodgers are going all the way in.
I mean, not that they haven't been already, but I think this is their way of saying, all right, this is our year. You better just get out of the way.
They're going to re-sign Kershaw because he's not going to play for any other team. He's just not.
Fucking Billy Goat looking sumbitch. I'm telling you what.
So you're gonna get Kershaw. I don't know what they do for the rest of the rotation because Urias was a free agent at the end of the season.
Uh-huh.
So you've got to figure that out. But you've got Glass now, and as long as he's healthy, he's great. There was a report that they were maybe going to look at trying to sign Hader and have him at the back end of the rotation or in the pen. So then...
Cue. Billy. We'll get to that in a minute.
So then you've got Freddie Freeman in his prime, Mookie Betts in his prime, and then Ohtani as your 2, 3, 4, or even your 1, 2, 3.
So, like, is Mookie Betts ever going to not have a prime? Let's cover that real quick. The guy's been a Gold Glove outfielder.
He's going to be a Gold Glove infielder at this rate.
You're right. That's what I'm saying. Like now it's like, all right, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm gonna go play the infield now. Like,
Right.
Dude, what the hell?
Right. Q, I think it's a little bit different with the Yankees trying to buy a World Series and what the Dodgers are doing.
Yeah, for sure. Like the
Yankees weren't buying literally the best player in the world at any given time.
No.
They were going and picking up Carlos Rodon, who was,
go ahead, sorry.
I was just going to say, who was, one of the top pitchers in his free agency class. I'm trying to think of some Garrett Cole. I mean, yes, he was the top pitcher, but I mean, he's gotten a Cy Young for him. I don't know. I just think it's different with what the Dodgers are doing now. All that to say, they won 100 games last season, and it didn't matter. They still got swept by the Diamondbacks.
I was just getting ready to say. So even after all this, if you get to the playoffs, do you let Kershaw pitch?
Let me see if MLB has the Dodgers rotation figured out here. Okay.
Matt Carpenter is a Brave now, Tony Benskin says.
Did not realize that.
God.
Okay. So Walker Buehler, Tyler Glasnow, Bobby Miller, Ryan Yarbrough, and Emmett Sheehan are your projected 1 through 5 for the 2024 season. And then for the 2025 season, they get Dustin May back, who was having
Tommy John.
Tommy
right?
John.
Yeah.
Yep. So then you've got Ohtani, Glasnow, Dustin May. And then again, this is not including if the Dodgers go and just pick up anybody else.
Right.
Because
And that's not assuming Urias comes back either.
right.
So, Q brings up a good point. The Yankees were definitely trying to probably buy a ring when, the generation where CC and those guys were there. I'll
Right.
give them credit for that one.
Sure.
They were just chucking money out there.
Anybody and everybody.
Hang on. I got for CC here.
Oh,
Dude, he just had that swag, bro. I mean, hashtag swag. I don't know what you want.
let's see here. Julio. Has Urias gotten any of this? No, it's still being... Because he's got the domestic violence case up against him right now.
Okay, so that would make sense. I was kind of...
That's why he hasn't got picked up yet.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking to myself. Like, is he still kind of up for grabs, but he's planning on staying? Is why he hasn't really been in the talks or gone anywhere yet? I forgot about that going on.
You still got the... Speaking of domestic violence, you've still got the Wander Franco thing, too, that needs to be sorted out.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't know what's going on with that one, and we can focus on that later. But I'm just thinking, I just had that thought run through my head. I don't know how you beat the Dodgers at this point. I really think the NL is just a game between the Dodgers and the Braves. They're both going to get to 100 wins, and it's just going to be able to see who outduels the other one.
I'm kind of here for that though. Normally I'm not, a fan of like the loaded up teams, the super teams, or whatever the hell people want to call them.
I don't even feel like what the Braves have is a super team as much as it is they've just made really good decisions.
Sure. No, I was specifically firing a shot at LA.
Yeah, because with their farm system and the way that they've been able just to make some good key trades for some different guys, the Braves are doing it really smart.
They're doing it the way it should be done without getting your wallet out and just paying everybody.
Bow tie, take notes.
Yeah. Oh my God. Ain't doing that either.
The Royals signed Michael Wacha.
I saw that.
Then I think who'd they sign? They signed him. They signed an infielder.
Patrick
Who
Mahomes.
was it? No, who was the infielder? Because I saw it. And I was like, that seems weird that he would go.
Matthew Clark also brings up a great point. The Reds are building a good, strong, young team.
Yes.
Dude, they'll be dangerous. They're good. I think they're good now. If you ask me like right now on the spot who would win the Central, I would probably go with the Reds. Honestly, just 100% honestly.
They added Hunter Renfroe from the Angels.
Oh, I didn't see that.
The Royals did. Yeah, so the Royals have been one of the busier teams this free agency period, just trying to make that team get closer to 500.
Sure.
Compared to the 56 wins they had. So there was that.
Let's do
And
some
then
pick'ems. I'm ready to play
Caleb-
games.
Oh, that's fair too. Caleb also mentioned the fact that Jack Flaherty signed with the Tigers, and I thought that was wild.
We will miss his mom.
I'm gonna let you have your moment with that. Let me move the microphone real quick, and then I'll start. Go ahead and get the schedule pulled up. I want to get Caleb's.
So will you send me the link to what you usually use for your spreads? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just Discord it to me.
Yeah.
Since you've got his picks, I'll read the picks off.
Yeah. All right. And I can turn that back off because I was trying to make sure that my screen was bright enough. Okay, so I need to go back real quick to go over last week's results. Let me first start with that.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so we had a total of 14 games that we technically picked. We picked the Army Navy game as a bonus. So hang on here. Where's my sheet? Did I already rip it out? I did. Okay. So week 1 we all went 7-12.
Yes.
Okay? So
I need to make us a couple of sick graphics with like some animations for this.
yeah, 7-12, 7-12, 7-12. Okay. Caleb, off of just the NFL pick'ems, went 5 for 14 last week.
Oh.
If you include the Army Navy game, he missed that one, so he's actually 5 for 15.
Caleb, it's okay, bud.
You had a great week.
Yeah, I did.
You went 10-14 or 11-15. And then I broke 500. I went 7-14 or 8-15. So if we are calculating, that's a total of 26 games that we are in so far. I'm 14-26. You are 17-26, and Caleb is 12-26.
Tough.
So you are currently leading the pack.
Yeah, get used to that.
Okay. Let me get this moved over, and then I need to get my Caleb column.
Wait, let's go over the picks last week. I thought you said you were going to do that.
I just went over how our records went.
I thought you were going to like break down who did what. Sorry.
No.
Yeah, I will make us a graphic for that to make that a little easier, though.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with that. I mean, there wasn't really anything that we necessarily had. We all whiffed on the Eagles game. We all whiffed. Well, 2 out of the 3 whiffed on the Jags. Oh, we all whiffed on the Texans game too. That was the other one that we all three.
Who you want to use for your spread? The FanDuel?
Okay, so I list both of them here. So that's one thing I was going to tell everybody. So when you hear us list off a spread, it's going to be with FanDuel listed first and DraftKings listed second. If you only hear one number mentioned, that's because both were the same. And honestly, most of these are only just a half point off from each other. Okay. So, I mean, it doesn't really necessarily matter, but I give both. But if you only hear one number, it's because the spread was the same between both groups.
Okay.
So,
all right, so I'm just going to start at the top of the list here.
Okay.
Got Vikings and Bengals. Vikings +3.
Yes. Caleb, it's Vikings and Bengals. He didn't take either team. Oh, no, he did. Sorry, he took the Bengals.
Okay.
He's got the Bengals. I'm going to take the Vikings.
I'm going Bengals here.
Okay. Next should be the Steelers and Colts.
Steelers and Colts, both at Steelers 1.5.
Yep. No, Colts at 1.5.
I got Steelers +1.5 on here.
Yeah, the minus is who the favorite is.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So
Yeah.
okay, you and I read these different.
Yeah. So if you're looking at it like this, whoever is listed as the minus is actually who the favorite is. That's the way that if you would go to bet it yourself, that's the way that you would have to read it. So the Bengals are a 3.5 point favorite. The Colts are a 1.5 favorite. So whoever has the minus is
Right.
who is favored.
That's why I always say, like I said, Steelers plus 1.5. That means they get 1.5.
Correct. I see.
Yeah.
So I see the way that you're saying it. So I don't know.
We say it two different ways.
Right. We're getting to the we're getting to the same point. I just don't know what's going to be easier for chat to understand.
We'll cross that bridge later.
Great. So 1.5, but the Colts are the favorite on that one. Caleb's got the Steelers. I'm going to take the Steelers because I think they're going to turn it around.
Yeah, I agree. I do too. Taking
Okay.
the Steelers on that one. Next one is Broncos and Lions. Broncos plus 4.5 again.
Yeah. Caleb's taking the Lions. I'm going to take the Lions.
I'm assuming that's at Detroit.
Let me double
This
check.
doesn't tell me that.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, I'm taking the Broncos. Don't even bother looking.
Okay. That's fair. All right.
Then we got.
Falcons and Panthers.
Yeah, I was just trying to make sure the spread's the same between FanDuel and DraftKings.
Yeah, it's a
so,
3-point.
Looks like Panthers plus 3 over the Falcons.
Caleb has the Panthers. I'm taking the Falcons.
Same.
Okay.
Bears and Browns. Bears plus 3 over the Browns.
Caleb's got the Browns. I'm taking the Browns. I think Joe Flacco is going to take that thing places.
I'm going Chicago here.
Okay.
Got to. It's my boys.
I know you're going to regret that.
I know. You let me make my own decisions. Okay, thanks. I like this game. Buccaneers and Packers. Buccaneers plus 3.5.
He has the Packers.
Well, hang on. I do need to know where that one's at.
Give me a second. Oops. That one
It's in Green Bay.
It is in Green Bay.
I'm going Packers. Nah, you know what? Hang on. Yeah, going Packers.
Yeah.
I wanted to go Buccaneers there, but
It's
you
in
almost-
Lambeau in December.
yeah,
I don't.
You have to.
Yeah. Okay.
Texans and Titans.
CJ Stroud should be out that game. I'm pretty sure he has been officially ruled out.
Okay.
Titans. So Texans 3.5.
Yeah, Texans plus 3.5. I think you got to go Titans, right?
I think so.
They got the new guy. Got a lot of momentum. New quarterback craze there.
Yeah. Caleb's got the Titans. You're taking the Titans.
Correct.
I'm taking the Titans. We are kind of similar this week. Giants and Saints is your next one.
So Giants and Saints. Giants plus 5.5.
I'm taking the Giants. Tommy Cutlets.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know why, but I just love that he's like out here like throwing up the hands to the Giants crowd, and they're just eating it up.
They kept showing his family too. This dude, I mean, I have never in my life seen more of a, like, if you showed me a lineup of people, I'd say like those people are from New York.
Yeah. What was crazy though is like he would throw up one of these, and everybody in the crowd's like, yeah, like eating it up.
Dude, it's a hype, man. Danny Jones just lost his job. I'm just saying.
Yeah, old DJ ain't getting that one back.
No shot.
Yeah. So Caleb took the Saints there. Jets and Dolphins is your next one.
So Jets at the Dolphins. Oh, Jets plus 8.5.
Yeah. 8. It's gone down to 8.5.
Well, sorry. FanDuel's 8.5. DraftKings is 9.
No way.
Yeah.
So when I wrote this earlier tonight, maybe because I haven't refreshed this, it's got it at 9.5 for FanDuel and 9 for DraftKings.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
What's the
Interesting.
catch there? Am I missing something other than it's the Jets?
More people have bet on the game to change the spread. That's the only thing.
Why is the spread so high?
I think the Dolphins have just put up so many points this season. The problem that I will tell you of, though, and it's presenting a problem for me for my fantasy team, is Tyreek is labeled as questionable.
Yeah. So
And I think because of the fact that the Jets don't necessarily have a true quarterback, I think Zach Wilson's supposed to get the start as it stands right now.
Dave,
Yes,
I'm taking the Jets.
brother.
That's a lot to cover.
It's a lot of points to cover. I agree with you.
Okay. Chiefs and Patriots.
Hold on here. Caleb took the fish people. I'm torn on this because the Jets are bad, but I'm gonna take the Dolphins. I don't think the Jets will be able to stay.
The Jets are bad, but they shouldn't be. I think
They need to get the quarterback thing figured out. I'll say this: if they had Aaron Rodgers as their quarterback this season, I think things look way different. Way like way different to the point that I don't know that Miami's running away with the AFC East the way that they are.
I unfortunately agree. Toney,
Yeah.
eat your heart out.
Yeah.
So let's see. Next one. Chiefs and
Chefs.
Patriots. Oh man, that's a big spread. Big spread too. Yeah. I'll say it just for the sake of saying it. Chiefs and Patriots. Patriots plus 8.5.
Yeah.
But Kansas City. If this game gets away from the Chiefs,
There's bigger problems.
you got to push the panic button.
Yeah, there's bigger problems for sure. Commanders and Rams, or no, 49ers and Cardinals
Yeah,
first.
yeah. Oh man, this is a wow.
That's a big one too.
Jesus. Jeez.
I'm taking the 49ers too on that one.
That's a lot of points. That's a lot of points. Oh. But the Cardinals are so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I already took one wild spread. I can't take two. I got to go 49ers.
Okay. Next one is the Commanders and Rams.
Commanders and Rams. Commanders plus 6.5.
Caleb's got the Commanders.
I do too.
I'm going to take the Rams. Bills and Cowboys. This is going to be a fun game.
So I know I just said, and I genuinely mean it, the Bills are not a good football team right now. On paper, you could make the argument they are, but
Game's in Buffalo.
they're not a good football team right now. The game's in Buffalo, and Dallas has notoriously, since I couldn't tell you how long, have always played down to their competition. Like they should blow out the awful teams, and they always end up just squeaking by or losing. And then you have games that you're like, oh, this could be a good game. They blow them out, like the Eagles game.
Right.
They play to their competition. So you got Cowboys at Bills. Cowboys plus 1.5 in FanDuel, 2 in DraftKings, which is
You're telling me you don't think the Cowboys can win by 3 or keep that game within 3? So even if they win and it's still within a point.
No, I'm going Buffalo here.
Okay, I'm taking the Cowboys.
Fine.
I like that one.
Ravens and Jaguars. Jags plus 3 in FanDuel, plus 3.5 in DraftKings.
That one hasn't changed. I'm taking the Ravens.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And then last one, Eagles and Seahawks.
Eagles and Seahawks. Seahawks +3.
Caleb took the Eagles.
That's at C.
12th man. Does Philadelphia get it figured out this week?
They have to. I think they're too good of a football team to not have it figured out.
I'm taking the Eagles.
I think I will too.
We got a lot of the same picks here. 1, 2. Let's see here.
Toney said he's saving this video forever now.
Same
Matthew
thing.
Clark says Russell Wilson just got AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Yeah, that's part of what kind of weighed into my decision. Like, I hate to, like, my hand's like right above the button that says Russ is back, and I ain't hit it yet, but I got the button out and set it on the desk.
So that's 15 games that we've got picked here. Let me just carry over here real quick what we said. So, year to date, Caleb is 12 and 26. You are 17 and 26. I am 14 and 26. Okay. So we're set there.
Okay.
I know you're wanting to wrap this thing up because you want to go sweat, so we'll do that. What do we want to do for this next week, with it being Christmas week?
Do we want to? I mean, I don't have anything going on.
I don't either, so I'm good for next Friday.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and plan on 12/22 that we're going to be here.
Hot take.
Okay.
Full of those tonight. What if we did like a Sunday night morning? No, I can't do Sunday morning.
So that's Christmas Eve.
Well, yeah, that and I don't know. So I don't hate it, but like freeing up a Friday night once in a while wouldn't be a terrible thing.
I get that. We could always pre-record and just throw it.
Yeah, you could. Okay, yeah, we could always pre-record, or we could do like a Thursday, or I don't know.
Saturday won't work for me for certain,
I doubt it will for me either.
but we could look into pre-recording.
Let's leave it up in the air. It'll be towards the end of next week. We'll post and let you guys know because we'll do our teaser again.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments if you do enjoy that, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, whether they do or not, we're fucking doing it. So.
Well, I know that, but like the last one got some pretty good. Hold on, let me check real quick. The last one got some pretty good traction. This one got only 91 views compared to the last one, which was almost 320, or it was 326, so almost 330.
Yeah, I noticed we got up to nine viewers tonight. Hey, as ridiculous as that sounds, like, whoa, 9 viewers, but
We did it.
yeah, hey, I mean,
We did it, Mom.
That's more than I get when I solo podcast on a channel with 12,000 subscribers. So
Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna wear a Christmas sweater next week.
I got informed that I should have worn one tonight. By the way,
Nah, we'll do one this next week. So Christmas sweater. We'll go over pick'ems. We will do the grid game again.
oh yeah, we gotta have Caleb here though.
Yeah,
And
and
Chad,
Caleb
you gotta have Chad.
Caleb
Matthew-
should be here. He's just had a busy week with games, and
Yeah.
I think what did he say? They've got a game in the morning.
Yeah,
you
you got to get in
or-
the morning, and he's kind of running low on sleep. He said if he
Yeah.
could sleep, he'd like to, which I don't blame
No.
him. Matthew, you need to be back.
Job
to pick 'em, by the way. You bailed us
first.
out.
Yeah, job first, and then this second. So
yeah, for sure.
yeah. I'm gonna kind of leave it open as far as main topic. I don't really have anything that's sticking out right now that I can think of. Obviously, the NFL is gonna probably do something.
We got 6 days to come up with the main topic, and it
Oh, I
ain't gotta
know.
be sports, pal.
It does.
Let me tell you what.
That's true. Chat can always help us out with that. You know where to find us. Like, comment, and subscribe. Take care of that. I don't know. I really wish we could have gotten to the Draymond stuff, so we can maybe table that from this next week too.
Yeah.
Because that may give us a better idea too for what that suspension is going to look like. Because I did want to touch on that briefly.
Sure. We'll know more about it by then, surely. So
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
So there's that. You want a Silver Dollar City outro, or do you want a sultry outro?
Surprise me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just want to thank you again for tuning into the Unicorn Cowboy Show. This is David. This is Leslie. We just want to thank you again for stopping by here. You know that you have a choice as who you want to watch your podcast through, and we appreciate you stopping in and tuning in with us here at YouTube. As always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to post another video here later this week, and in that episode, we will talk about our pick'ems. We'll do the grid game. We'll surely have some NFL news, and lastly, we are going to touch on the Draymond Green situation. As always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.